Lucky walked in before I could put it back. And then we started talking. And then Nikolas showed up here, and I didn't think you wanted him finding out that Aiden wasn't his son the way I did.
I guess in a really bizarre way, I'm glad you showed up.
You're welcome, I think. When are you gonna fill Nikolas and Lucky in on this little secret?
Lucky,
I know grief can make people do crazy things, so if you by chance forged that DNA test and were hoping to use it to get Lucky back, but you're now having second thoughts, I say go with your gut, just forget I ever saw it.
the results are real. Aiden is Lucky's son.
But how? Okay, I'm clear on how it happened, but I mean, how are you just finding out about this now? I thought you got a DNA test before Aiden was born.
I did, and it came back that Nikolas was the father.
How is that possible?
Well, I'm pretty sure Helena had everything to do with it because she has this sick need to have control over Nikolas.
I thought my family had issues.
The older Aiden gets, the more he looks like Lucky. Just like Jake looked exactly like Jason. So I had another test done, and I got the results back the night of the accident. I was so preoccupied with that letter, I didn't hear my little boy walking out the front door.
That was not your fault.
If I was watching him, he'd be upstairs safe in his room right now. Anyway, I didn't tell Lucky or Nikolas. Maybe I was just hoping they would figure it out so I wouldn't have to make the choice to tell them.
There's not a choice. Lucky and Nikolas deserve to know the truth.
Look, I know.
Aiden isn't going to lessen Lucky's pain.
But it might help him cope with the grief. Make it a little easier for him to get out of bed every morning.
So am I supposed to be okay with breaking Nikolas's heart in hopes that it'll heal Lucky's?
No matter how you handle this, somebody is going to end up getting hurt. But I think it'll be worse for Nikolas if you wait. And what about Aiden? The truth needs to come out while he's too young to realize what's going on.
He may be young, but he loves Nikolas. You should see how he lights up when they're together.
Then it's unfair to continue to let Aiden bond with Nikolas when Lucky is really his father. And don't you want Nikolas and Lucky finding out about this from you and not somebody else?
So what am I supposed to say? That this is the reason why Jake is never coming home?
Elizabeth, Jake's death was an accident.
But I wasn't watching him.
Beating yourself up over this is not going to help, but neither is carrying around that secret. Lucky and Nikolas deserve to know the truth. And either you tell them, or I will.
It should come from me. I'll do it.
Hi. I wanted to do something nice for you, too. I know flowers aren't exactly a guy thing. I just didn't know what else to bring. I suppose I could have brought a fruit basket, but never really understood why people bring food after somebody dies. It's not like you want to eat anything. Don't feel like you need to keep those.
I appreciate you thinking of me.
It's just really difficult to know what to do when something like this happens.
No, it should have never happened. I mean, if I hadn't have spent years ignoring that my dad had a problem.
Elizabeth is feeling guilty enough for both of you. She thinks she should have kept a closer eye on Jake.
Well, that's ridiculous. Elizabeth is an incredible mother. You know, she shouldn't be blaming herself.
Neither should you. You're not responsible for Luke's addiction. And I know that I'm partially to blame for yours because I supplied you with pills and I wrecked your marriage, which is ultimately what drove Elizabeth to Jason. I hope you know how sorry I am.
Look, Maxie, if all of that hadn't have happened, then Jake would have never been born. And, you know, being a father to him somehow made it all worth it.
Well, I know there's nothing that I can do to take away your pain. I just hope there's something or someone who can make up for that loss.
Oh, no one can replace my son.
Hey, hi. If this is a bad time, I can come back.
No, no, come in.
Are you sure? I mean, if you want to be alone.
You know,
I
it's...
completely understand.
I used to cherish the moments when the house was so quiet. When Lucky had the boys and I could actually hear myself think. Now I'd give anything to listen to Cameron and Jake fighting over a toy. I would offer you something to drink, but
No,
I haven't
please,
been to the store.
don't worry about that. I actually wasn't planning on staying long. I just wanted to come by and tell you how sorry I was. Jake was a really special little boy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How's Jason doing?
He's working a lot. Anything to distract him from thinking about Jake.
Yeah, I tried going back to work too, but Steven said I wasn't ready. He said I needed more time to grieve. But what he doesn't understand is that time isn't going to make any of this better. Nothing will.
Elizabeth, I was really awful to you after Jake was born. The things that I did, I was jealous. Really jealous that you could give Jason something that I couldn't.
And then I turned around and asked him to give Jake up.
But you did what was best for Jake. I just wanted to tell you how very sorry I am.
And we all did things that didn't make a whole lot of sense back then. But now I have a better understanding of why it all happened, at least for me. You know, I was so used to just leaning on Lucky and having him support me. And when the roles were reversed, I didn't know what to do. He went spiraling out of control with his addiction. And I failed him by turning to Jason.
You get good grades?
I'm trying to imply in any way that Jake could be replaced by anyone.
I know, Maxie. It's okay.
I know what it's like to lose someone that you love. I didn't think I would get over the grief when Georgie died, but the pain stopped consuming me and I was able to move on.
How?
I had a lot of good people around me who said the right things. But I think it was Spinelli who saved me. I mean, he was like this light that pulled me out of this dark hole I was trapped in, and I'm hoping there is someone who could be that for you. I need to go. Kate will be really upset if there's not a latte on her desk when she gets back from that budget meeting.
Hey! Don't rush off on my account.
Why would I do that?
What's that about? That's the second time I ran her off today.
It's not you, Max. He was just trying to be a friend. Just trying to help me find a way out of the grief. Not seeing it yet.
Lucky's always been the one person I could count on. You know, the one person who would pick me back up and put me together when I fell apart. I just wish I could have been that strong for him. But instead, I chose to be with Jason, and I ended up hurting him the most. Because he trusted me to keep Jake safe.
Yeah, but Jason doesn't blame you for what happened, so I don't think you should blame yourself. Elizabeth, it was an accident. If there's anything you need, you let me know, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sam,
Yeah.
This was Jake's favorite toy. I want Jason to have it.
Wow. I will give this to him. This is going to mean so much more than you'll ever know. Thank you.
Yeah.
There's no timetable for grief. You're allowed to be as angry and as sad as you want to be for as long as you want to be.
That's the thing, man. I don't want to be angry with my dad. But I am. I mean, he still refuses to acknowledge that his drinking may have been the reason that he didn't notice Jake in the road.
Well, Luke's never been one to admit that he needs help.
It's because up until now, he's always found a way to land on his feet, talk his way out of every corner he backed himself into. You know, funny thing is like there's a part of me that's still waiting for him to come through. You know, prove that he wasn't the driver. Be the hero that I grew up believing he was. And even though that image of him was destroyed a long time ago, I still can't bring myself to hate him.
I went by Elizabeth's to tell her how sorry I was about Jake and the way I treated her after he was born, and I realized I made some really horrible choices.
That was a long time ago.
I know. I still felt like I owed her an apology. It really wasn't fair of me to take out all of my insecurities about not being able to have a child out on her, and she was really very gracious about the whole thing. She said we all make mistakes.
She's right, we all do.
Jason, she gave me this, and she wanted you to have it. She said it was Jake's favorite. I guess he does take after his father, after all. I think if you had given yourself a chance, you would have been an amazing father.
Well, a good father knows when to let go. No matter how much you love a child, you know, there comes a point when you have to step aside and let them live their own life, and Michael's at that point. It really scares me.
Chance to see Elizabeth?
No. Steve stopped by and he said that Elizabeth thinks I blame her for what happened to Jake.
But you don't.
No, of course not. I mean, it was my fault for not confronting my father's addiction.
Lucky, had you confronted him, do you honestly think it would have made any difference at all?
Yeah, I do, actually. I mean, at the least, maybe he would have thought twice about getting behind the wheel after downing who knows how many drinks.
Well, you can still get him the help he needs.
It's not gonna bring my son back. I mean, how am I supposed to help my dad when it takes everything in me right now to keep from falling apart?
You're stronger than you realize.
You know, thanks for believing in me, even when I can't believe in myself.